Kevin Johnson. In game 1, he did not play. Game 2, he was forced to play because Phoenix lost the first game. Kevin was not as effective because he couldn't gather himself. If the Suns are to win this 5th and deciding game, Kevin Johnson's got to push the ball up the court to give his team some easy opportunities.
Well, the Lakers were the worst record in the playoffs, the only losing team. So for them to be here today, that's a surprise. How about their personnel? What player has surprised you most?
The guy that really caught me off guard was a guy I really didn't think was panning out. That's Eldon Campbell. What he's been able to do effectively is keep Charles Barkley from getting to the basket often. He's a guy, and Eldon Campbell's a great jumper, leaper. If he's going to be doing the thing he has to with Charles Barkley, make Charles shoot jump shots, he keeps the rest of his teammates out of the game.
Campbell Lakey will have his hands full. Late-breaking story. One of the key Phoenix Suns players in the hospital last night. Let's go to Hannah Storm.
Well, Dick, last night, Dan Marley, after attending an Arizona Rattlers football game, thinks he caught some kind of flu virus. He ended up in the hospital about 2 a.m. He's been sick all night and all morning. The Phoenix Suns and physicians have been administering IVs. We did not see Dan Marley come and warm up. He just had a quick shoot around before the game. His color looks pretty good, and I asked him how he felt. He pumped both fists and said, "I'll be all right." He's looking for adrenaline to carry him in Game 5, Dick.
And the big game is about to begin. And big game, James Worthy. 2 points from 3,000 in the playoffs. And Charles Barkley, perhaps NBA's MVP.
Yo, check it out. Here's what I gotta know.
C is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. And by the cold filtered light with smooth draft taste. MGD Light. Say no more.
House lights dimmed as they introduce the starting lineup for the Phoenix Suns. Opposed by the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers line up this way. Sedale Threatt, the star, game 1, 35 points. Got the Lakers going in the series. Byron Scott could be his last game in a Laker uniform. On the front line, A.C. Green, the lunch pail mentality, always plays tough. Eldon Campbell, Quinn Buckner's surprise player for Los Angeles in this series. And Vlade Divac, he too a surprise, averaging nearly 20 points a game in the series. Randy Funn, first-year coach for Los Angeles. And a win today might secure his future on the bench for the Lakers. For Phoenix, Kevin Johnson feeling better on that bad knee with every game, and that is crucial. Dan Marley, how will he play coming off the virus? On the front line, Richard Dumas, a brilliant rookie for Phoenix, and Charles Barkley just stays third. And Mark West will start at center. We'll see a lot of Oliver Miller, the outstanding rookie from Arkansas. Paul Westphal grew up in Redondo Beach in Southern California. As a Laker fan, he said, my 3 heroes were Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and announcer Chick Hearn. So he's not all bad either. And Randy Funn, his first year, a Wheaton College graduate, a former history teacher, said he was searching through his history books, American history, looking for an example of the underdog beating the Goliaths. And he got to General Custer and slammed the book shut.
Well, Dick, I'll tell you what, the excitement here is something I really enjoyed. And I want to tell you, in this game, it's so important. I was talking to Charles Barkley just last night. We went out to dinner. And the decision for him was to take the game over at the start to try to lighten the load on his teammates. He felt that everybody was pressing, but he freely admitted that in the first couple of games, because the teams pressed, his teammates pressed, that he was pressing. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes out and takes over Game 5.
48 minutes or more, and San Antonio awaits the winner. Kevin Johnson with Sedale Threatt. Marley and Byron Scott. Marley to the hoop.
He's the guy that I really think has to play well. That's why it'll be interesting. The one positive thing that may have happened out of him going to the hospital is he might have just decided to take a little bit of pressure off himself. I think he was nervous and just started throwing up, quite frankly.
Yeah, he's had a very tough series, and he has such high expectations of himself.
Knocked away by Dumas, but it goes right to Threatt with 6 seconds on the clock. Rebound Dumas. Barkley is the first Phoenix player down court. Johnson finds him for 3.
Oh, you don't want that to happen, because you can hit a fan.
A quick 5-0 lead for the Suns.
Coming out every now and then on the Suns, and they're trapping the ball from Sedale Threet to make sure he doesn't get off like he did in Game 1 when he had 35 points.
Campbell inside, and he is fouled. I believe Dumas got him with the body.
Charles knows that he needed to get out early, but he also knows making a three-pointer is a very big up in terms of momentum, morale for his team. Wanted to get his team off going off at the start. Three-pointer gets everybody going.
Mark West. Now they say Dumas did get the foul. Correction just made. Divac against West. Oh, the Campbell wide open, but Barkley blocked it. And Johnson blocked screen. No whistle either play. Dumas.
Oh, my goodness.
7-0.
Don't go long.
Well, you're seeing Dumas in person for the first time?
Yeah, I am seeing for the first time, and I knew he was a good player, but what you don't really realize, this guy is 6'8", and he's a tremendous athlete.
AC Green. He can't hit. The Suns working on a 7-0 shutout and a foul in the backcourt. Divac has his first. Go back to the double blocks by Phoenix.
Well, the first thing you got to do is play good defense. Charles Barkley comes over and makes the block there on Eldon Campbell. Well, watch coming up right here. Kevin Johnson makes a block on AC Green. The official might have given him a call, but not that time.
Dumas to West, intercepted by Eldon Campbell. Lakers yet to score. 2 minutes and 10 seconds gone. Phoenix 7-0.
This is what the Lakers also want to just make sure. Kevin Johnson just needs to keep Sedale Threet in front of him so he can't distribute the ball. We're at 9 seconds, and they haven't made any attack on the basket.
Divac with 4. AC Green has the first Laker points with 9.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Trap on KJ. West with a left hand. Mark West, who averages only 5 points a game, gets an early basket. Eldon Campbell. And the former top scorer in Clemson history has his first points.
This tempo is up to where Phoenix wants to have it. They want to get it pushed up the court, but they got to play good defense because they can run better off misses than they really can off of makes.
Marley missing the fall-away jumper. 9-4 the score. The Suns. Divac. Barkley went for the steal. Byron Scott for 3. And the Lakers, down 7-0, suddenly are within a basket. And Campbell on the turnover.
Yeah, but they were trying to push the ball up. That's an error that if you would take, because what you had was somebody eagerly trying to get to the basket. Kevin Johnson coming over right there, fouling AC Green. But it's still the effort to push the ball up the court that I'm sure Paul Westphal has to be pleased about.
At the line, AC Green with a chance to tie the score.
Number 45, AC Green at the line, 2 shots.
Westphal, who used the halftime of Game 4, a tense time to tell an old joke that Tom Heinsohn told him 19 years ago.
You know, Paul has always been a guy, Westphal, even when I played against him, a guy with a lot of tricks. You know, he's very creative, and what he was trying to do was calm the young players down by telling them this terrible joke, and it worked.
Oliver Miller has replaced Mark West. Miller, number 25. Green gets 1 out of 2, and it's the Suns by 1 with 8.5 left in the opening quarter. Congratulations to Cleveland advancing into the semifinals in the East today. Barkley not there. Divac bats it to Campbell.
I think Charles Barkley's got to put the ball on the floor. You can't settle for that jump shot. As explosive and as quick as he is at 6'7", you make people foul you here.
Reed slowing it down, and now it's Divac with 8. Campbell hits again, and the Lakers lead 10-9. 8-0 run for Los Angeles. Kevin Johnson to Barkley over Campbell. And AC Green clears. 3 on the run. It's not there. Knocked out of bounds by Marley.
Good defensive transition on the part of the Suns, but they've got to do a better job of pushing the ball up. And Charles, quite frankly, needs to be, again, that jump shot, if he's coming to the basket, that's a foul. That way he avoids shooting that missed little jumper.
Eight on the clock. Scott with 4, goes for the tray. Out to Kevin Johnson.
Give it to him now. Yeah, give it to Charles right now. Let him go.
You're talking like a coach, Quinn Buckner.
No, I mean, that's the way I've always thought that way. When you got a player like Barkley, give it to him that can handle it, give it to him, and let him make plays. He gets here, and he'll turn Vlade Divac around. But he's got to explode. He kind of soft shot that one, and it just popped out. You got to explode to the basket.
Barkley 1 for 4 shooting in this opening quarter. 5 minutes gone. Eldon Campbell just had a good early hand, and he has fouled Oliver Miller. And with that, a timeout. 6:57 left in the first quarter. The Suns started out hot, but the Lakers have the lead by 1.
The NBA playoffs continue on NBC.
Corporate conduct, but it can be rewarding. The Mazda RX-7, Motor Trend's 1993 Import Car of the Year.
Paul Westphal, 5 times an All-Star in this league, and a man who has learned tricks. One of them he borrowed from his Boston Celtics days as a halftime speech.
I stole something from Tommy Heinsohn last game, for example. When I was playing for Heinsohn in Boston, we were in the 7th game of the playoffs against Kareem and Oscar in the Milwaukee arena. And he tried to, you know, you can tell a team loosen up, relax, and they just go, am I tight? So Tommy told a joke. He told a terrible joke before the game, and it was so bad, and he thought it was so funny that everybody laughed at him thinking that joke was funny. And so I just stole something from him at halftime and told the same stupid joke he told, and it relaxed the team.
That was 19 years ago, and 19 years from now, maybe a Quinn Buckner will use the same ploy in a locker room.
Yeah, you never can tell. In situations like this, you know, everything's on the line. You've been the best team in terms of record all year long. Everywhere we went last night, Charles Barkley and I, it was unbelievable the kind of reception you get. That does build a certain amount of tension, and you need to be able to break that as a coach to get your team to play very loose, but with a great deal of focus.
Campbell missing 2 free throws. The Lakers have been terrible at the line in the series. And a foul against Phoenix. Charles Barkley, offense.
Well, you watch Charles now. He'll get over. He'll raise his arms up. See, he raised his arm up, and the official Ben Salvatore was standing right there watching him. Charles somewhat in disbelief.
Marley out, and maybe bothered more than we've thought about that virus.
No, I think for Paul Westphal, that's a good move. If a guy's been in the hospital all night, the wise thing to do is to give him a little. Campbell makes a great move, but let Dan Marley kind of sit down for a minute, because one of the things that may happen is there's a lot of adrenaline flowing, but he may be just a little winded. Now watch Eldon Campbell. This is one of the problems that they had while Oliver Miller has been playing. You see, that's Tom Chambers, number 24, that was originally guarding Eldon Campbell. The help came over in Oliver Miller, but you could see it was not enough.
That's an 11-0 run now for the Lakers, sparked by Campbell 7 points. Tom Chambers in for Marley, blocked by Campbell, and it's got the other way, 3-on-3.
And that's a tentative take to the basket. If Tom Chambers gets there at 16, you've got to dunk the ball.
Lakers now will go in their slow down half-court offense, no hurry. Campbell against Chambers. Goes up with a jump hook, and Barkley hauls down the rebound.
And this is when he's most effective.
He wants it. Off to Chambers, and it was deflected out of bounds by Sedale 3.
Good defensive transition on the part of the Lakers, but Charles is effective then, because once you get it off the board and push it down at his size, you've already left 3 or 4 people back. Lakers did a good job getting back to defend that play.
Phoenix hasn't scored in more than 3 minutes. Oliver Miller. No basket.
Oh, call Vlade for the shove.
Divac before the shot.
You're the only number 12 in purple, Vlade. You see right here, they called a little shove. It was pretty tough to see.
The second on Divac.
I got a bad perspective. I didn't see that one at all.
That means that James Edwards, the 16-year veteran from Washington, will come in for the Lakers.
And James Edwards, what they get is obviously the playoff experience, having been with Detroit. But you get a guy that's not nearly as effective handling the ball as you do in Vlade Divac. So that'll take away from some of the cutting ability of the Lakers.
Barkley singled up on Campbell. Campbell with another block. It goes to Scott. That's 2 blocks for Campbell. 2-on-1. Scott didn't see Green. And now they'll wait for the rest of the offensive unit to come in.
Again, you saw the effectiveness of Eldon Campbell. I mean, just an unsuspecting hero, if you will, here. He's been carrying the Lakers offensively and had 2 great defensive blocks.
Good move on Chambers and draws the foul.
When you play against a guy that is a shot blocker, what you have to do is take it down. Charles fades away, and once you fade away, you clear the defensive player's body, and now he has a chance to jump and come at the shot.
Campbell, they call him Soup. That's the obvious nickname for a surname Campbell, but also easy, and easy as in maybe you're taking it too easy.
He kind of carries himself in this very easy mannerism. They would like to see a little more facial intensity, but I don't think there's any question that they can't question his production here in the first quarter.
Phoenix now without a point in 4 minutes of this first quarter. They were leading 9-2. And there's Danny Ainge making his statement. Long pass to Green, who beats the Phoenix Suns down court
at their own game.
5 minutes to go in this first quarter. The Lakers down early 7-0. Now lead by 6. Ainge comes in and clears.
He'll shoot it.
Ainge, 3, got hit in the nose, and Chambers gets an easy 2.
See the veteran experience of Danny Ainge coming in, making the jump shot. Sedell 3 had to go after him. And then Danny passes it to Tom Chambers. Maybe he's the guy to help release some of the pressure off of his teammates.
Ainge on Byron Scott. James Edwards. The old man hits one from fall away 10.
that is his patented shot. At 7 feet tall, you would expect most people to go to the basket. James Edwards noted for the turnaround jump shot and the fadeaway.
Barkley finds Kevin Johnson underneath. Barkley second to Johnson in assists on the season.
That's one of the things he's really gotten good at. Not only passing the ball, but it's important when you get double teamed to pass the ball where it leaves the basket, as was done right there with Kevin Johnson.
Miller, the rookie, against the wizened veteran Edwards. And Miller hauls in the rebound, throws it away. Campbell wants it, and he's blocked by Miller. Recovered by Chambers.
This is where if you can get it out, you got a chance for a fast break with 3 Lakers back.
And it's stolen by Byron Scott. Lakers playing tough D.
That's not necessarily tough D. I'll tell you what that is. That's Kevin Johnson knowing he had his head down too long on the backcourt and trying to make a tough pass, and that's how he got intercepted.
3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Lakers by 4.
But that's how we build the Mazda MPV, because we just thought making safety customary might appeal to you.
In New Britain, Connecticut,
a mid-size sedan. But that's how we built the Mazda 626 ES, because we thought looking good in the fast lane might appeal to you.
Is she gonna die?
Based on the car.
You're getting beat at your own game if you're Phoenix. Right here is A.C. Green. The ball will go in the basket, and watch A.C. Green. He's in the middle of the pile. He takes off. Tom Chambers is chasing him, and right now, so are all the other Phoenix Suns. You can't get beat like that. The easy baskets are supposed to be what Phoenix gets. A.C. Green, in talking to him yesterday, said one of the things the Lakers would try to do is they will have control breaks, or they'll be opportunity breakers, and that's one of the opportunities they took advantage of.
Green gets a rest, and James Worthy makes his first appearance for Los Angeles. Byron Scott drills one from from the side. Foot was on the line. 5 points for him.
Well, you can see the Lakers are coming out. They're playing loose. They've got absolutely nothing to lose. The pressure is on the #1 seeded Phoenix Suns.
Cedric Sabalas.
You got to take him.
Over Scott.
Yeah, you got to take him. He's got 4 inches on him.
Different Suns have scored, and they have only a total of 17. That's really distributing the points. And holding on Sabalas as Scott had beaten him. Sabalas, by the way, grew up in Los Angeles as a Laker fan. I asked him before the game today, well, who was your idol? He said, oh, James Worthy. A big man like that, so quick, do all the things, and here he is competing against big game James in a big game 5.
Well, and, you know, I've watched him a little bit, Cedric Sabalas, when he was in the Big West Conference. What he's really done is upped his offensive ability. What the Suns have been able to do is in this game, this big game, Sabalas is playing the 2 spot where Dan Marley normally would play. Danny Ainge is the point guard, so that's one of the matchups that I think that the Suns need to look at, because Marley he looks like he's a little sick, to me, quite frankly, to me, and I just think the energy level may be low.
Byron Scott, and again the Lakers come away 1 out of 2 from the line. It's a 5-point game. Chambers in a crowd. A 5-footer for Chambers. He has 4. He knows how to score.
Yeah, but if the Suns got to work that hard to get a basket, they won't do very well against the Lakers. They've got to get much easier baskets than that.
Scott looking for Edwards. Steve Otts on the bench. 2 quick fouls.
Oliver Miller doing a great job defensively as they try to get the ball to Edwards.
Street with 3, has to force a 3. Miller with a rebound. And again, it was Barkley hustling down court. Pass too tall. Street the other way. And Worthy no. He thought about the 3, and he shot more this year than any time in his career. You know, Worthy just 2 points from 3,000 in playoff. His career in the playoffs. Ainge wide open. That's that transition jumper that doesn't fall for Ainge.
Yeah, but that's a bad shot.
Worthy's alone. Finger roll.
That's a bad shot, and that's why it leads to the basket on the other end. And Danny Ainge is being told by Charles Barkley right now, take it easy, because they had a 4-on-2 break, and Danny pulls up for a 12-footer.
And for Worthy, that was 3,000. He's the 3rd leading active scorer in the playoffs, and look at him hustle.
Great effort by James.
And he forces the turnover.
Yeah, he knocked the ball over Tom Chambers' head. I mean, you're talking about an old wily veteran. Watch this. He'll pop it loose, and then watch him dive for it and hits Chambers in the head. Great effort.
The Lakers with Worthy on the court, Byron Scott, James Edwards. This is the graybeard unit for Randy Funn.
It's a graybeard unit, but it's an experienced unit that's been here before. They know what it takes. They know every possession counts, and they're coming playing with a lot of enthusiasm. James Worthy has been as animated as I've ever seen him.
He wants 3. Worthy came within an open 17-footer of sending the Lakers to San Antonio in Game 3.
Shoot it.
Ainge for 3. Yes. A big 3-pointer that cuts the Laker lead to 2.
But they get the basket because they push the ball down to the baseline and force the defense to collapse, and then they can get their 3-point shooter. Danny Ainge and soon to be Dan Marley, who's waiting to come back in the game.
Final seconds of the opening quarter, and a good first 12 minutes it has been. Chambers on Worthy. Worthy, not there. He shot only 33% in the series. Suns with the final shot. You saw Ainge point to the clock and looking for the tie or perhaps a lead on another 3-pointer. Barkley, one eye on the clock, the other on Campbell. Look at him go to the hole. And he draws the foul.
And you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what he's got to make up his mind and do. Make the official make the call. Charles Barkley is the man in this game. Make them understand, if you're the best player on the floor, you've got to make everybody on the court understand it. And that's taking the ball to the basket aggressively and keeping it on Eldon Campbell, who got called for the foul.
Barkley with 3 points in the quarter, averaging 26.8 in the series and 14.5 rebounds. And this one with 2.1 seconds left to tie. Dan Marley returns.
2 free throws are always good to get a shooter going.
0.5 of a second left. Ball to the Lakers.
And they can still legally get a shot up. You know, you got less than 0.3 of a second. You can't get a shot up legally, so Lakers can get one. And probably the best thing to do is try to get a lob.
James Edwards is going to take it. And that is the end of the first quarter, led by Eldon Campbell. The underdog Lakers still create some nervousness in this partisan Phoenix crowd. 24 all, end of one.
They said the Roadster was extinct, but we made the Mazda Miata anyways. Because some people might agree that driving for the fun of it should never vanish.
He did what?
Mother's Day. I hope my mother Belle feeling better up there in Bay City, Michigan. There's Richard Dumas's wife and his new son, Richard Trey Dumas III, in the real spirit of the NBA. His middle name is Trey. He's going to be a long-distance shooter. Resting up for the big one.
Yeah, he is.
Second half.
His wife and his son ought to be proud of Richard Dumas because he's been having just an outstanding year.
He's a real talent.
A little press out here by the Suns. Try to get the tempo up. This is one way to up tempo to get, and it also takes time off the clock.
Divac returns, and Tony Smith playing for the first time today, number 34 in the backcourt for Los Angeles.
One of the things that got the Suns in trouble was in the first quarter. You see Paul make that little hook shot. There were 7 turnovers by Phoenix. There were none by the Lakers. And in all of the games, the Suns are averaging right around 14 to 15 turnovers. So they get 7 in the first quarter.
And the Lakers playing flawlessly. Phoenix out shooting them, and it's stolen by Smith, who has very quick hands, but then Kevin Johnson gets it back. Marley. With 2 fouls, let him come into his painted area.
But Dick, that guy's 7 feet tall. You don't let somebody come in and shoot a layup falling away from the basket. Put your hand up, please.
Tied at 26 with 1 minute gone in the second quarter, and Divac just throws up the prayer. Mark West with a rebound.
And Marley's out running.
Johnson. Dumas, or Sabalas, draws the foul. Worthy has his first.
Number 42, James Worthy. His first.
Well, you force the action, you get some good things happening. You see Vlade right here getting in position. Mark West trying to guard him. 7-footer, throws a little hook shot.
2 shots.
But Dan Marley right here. You got to put your hands up. You see he's got his hand. I understand him protecting himself, but please, the guy's 6'6", falling away from the basket. Put your hands up.
Sabalas can't get it to bounce home. Nicknamed Ice. And if Phoenix wins today, they'll meet the real ice on the bench of the San Antonio Spurs. George Gervin, the assistant to John Lucas.
The original ice.
And Sabalas cold on those 2. It remains 26 all.
Keeping the game close like this, championship play. You've got to make foul shots.
Both teams are shooting in the 60s in the series from the line. Good defense by Ames. Worthy. Green surviving a push underneath, follows it home, and A.C. Green now with 7.
A.C. Green got caught with Danny Ainge guarding him, and he made an effort just to go to the basket and get the rebound.
Marley, and that's a big 3 for Dan Marley, who made a living. He shot more this season from 3-point range than anyone in the NBA.
They have that freedom on this team, and that's what Dan Marley likes. But hopefully this gets him back into the game, into the series, because he hadn't shot the ball not from the 2-point or 3-point area at all. That's an offensive foul on Vlade.
Wow, Mark West. Mark West seemed to run underneath him, but the call goes against Divac.
That's a big foul. You see right here coming. Mark West gets there. It's a tough call to make, but the official felt that Mark West was there. Vlade Divac picks up his third.
And so Divac, who played a limited amount of time in the first quarter, probably threw for the half. And Marley goes for number 3.
He's that one coming out of his hand. Thunder dance.
10 points for Marley to lead all scores. And a 20-second timeout signaled by Randy Font of the Lakers. The young guy from Traverse City, Michigan, with a couple of long-range bombs. And the Suns celebrate a 4-point lead.
One family's inspiring prospect.
Fat, no sugar, no artificial ingredients. Instead, you get the muscle of a 24-valve V6 engine. A lean, carved shape, a button-down cockpit. All the essentials so nothing gets in the way of the feeling. The all-new Ford Probe GT. A sports coupe. Pure and simple.
How do you order a Miller Genuine Draft?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized. And by the cold filtered light with smooth draft taste. MGD Light. Say no more.
Happy Mother's Day from the NBC staff here at America West Arena. We have Kevin Johnson's mom here, Georgia West from Oakland. Georgia, what was KJ like as a little kid? Did you have any inkling that he would be the star he is today?
Well, actually, not in the NBA. I thought he might be a baseball star one day growing up.
I know Kevin had his game face on before the game. Did you get anything for Mother's Day?
Actually, I got a ticket to Phoenix to be able to enjoy this game. So that's my gift, and a victory will do the job for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Georgia. Happy Mother's Day. Dick?
Georgia West, Kevin indeed was drafted. And here he comes by the Oakland A's as a switch-hitting shortstop. Marley to Ames. They're 4 for 4 from three-point range, and Worthy with a steal to 3. It's got Ames to beat. 32-30 Phoenix.
You got the shooters in Ames and Marley with the shots. They've got to take them. Don't try to overpass the ball. You've already made a couple of good shots. Both of them should be in rhythm.
Yeah, they only have scored 9 points average on three-pointers in the series, but they've got 12 today, 4 for 4 from long range.
They've been averaging about 14 points over 14 of those things.
Marley to Sabalas.
Oh, you got to get it in. See,
this is again AC Green.
This is a bit of what I was concerned about in terms of how aggressively the game was going to be officiated. These guys have to understand the officials are not going to give them tic-tac fouls very often. You've got to go and make the basket.
It's an excellent point. You got to know the opposition. You got to know the officials. Phoenix with the ball and a 2-point advantage. Ames over Campbell. Campbell made him change the direction of his shot.
I'll say this about Danny Ainge. He's never been gun shy. Because that was a terrible shot.
AC Green knocked away by Marley.
Good effort.
Kevin Johnson saves. No, he was on the sideline. A new 24 for the Lakers.
I just like the effort. Cedric Sabalas, you got to get this one in the basket. You're going to get fouled. Be assured of that. Good defensive play by Smith. But then again, you see Sabalas never goes that elbow. See it knocked away here, and then all of a sudden KJ tries to get a hand on it. Couldn't come up with it.
Dumas and Barkley return. Mark West and Ames go out for Phoenix. And Doug Christie with the ball in for the first time for Los Angeles. To Seattle, what a feed to Eldon Campbell. It's tied at 32.
But that's what Christie brings. He's 6'7". He's got long arms. You know, the best player in terms of youth is Anthony Thielen. And he's been hurt and hadn't played all series.
KJ on the switch. It's Barkley.
That's why they need Kevin Johnson, because he can get you easy baskets.
7 points for Barkley, averaging nearly 27 in the series. Here's Christie. He's the man that the Lakers made the midseason trade for. Sam Perkins going to the Sonics to acquire the rights to this young man who was a star at Pepperdine in Southern California.
They're going to try to make Charles Barkley play against Eldon Campbell. That's not a shot that he normally can make.
Campbell way outside, and he did not get rim, so the 24-second violation.
Yeah. Listen, you see Doug Christie going to the basket. Eldon Campbell getting the finish. The shot previous with KJ is his ability to, again, break the defense down, draw, get an easy basket for Charles.
Johnson getting 2 of his own. He has 4 points, and the Phoenix lead up to 4.
One of the things I really think about Kevin Johnson, he may just be really getting, if you will, his sea legs. You sit out a long time and don't play, it takes you a while to get comfortable being back on the court.
Worthy against the rookie Dumas. Worthy of yesteryear.
And that's terrible defense by Richard Dumas. He got hit twice, and Dumas just kept backing up.
Kevin Johnson and Tony Smith with a reach in. His first foul. And with it a timeout as we approach the midpoint of this second quarter in Phoenix, where the hometown Suns have a 2-point edge.
Since your face can't a craving.
If you've had a craving for a truly sophisticated performance sedan, may we suggest our 24-valve, 220-horsepower Taurus SHO, now available with automatic transmission. Think of it as caviar for the power-hungry.
Get me a boat today. These guys provide fun for the entire family. These guys, maybe not. Not your normal features, not your normal announcers, not your normal sports show. But then again, who wants normal? Inside Stuff, Saturday mornings on NBC.
Phoenix Suns, the winningest team in the NBA this year, 62 victories, and the best road record of any team, and that bodes well for them in the playoffs, and it's already proven important in this series, certainly. They were 27-14 on the road. They lead by 2 today. The winner advances to the semifinals against the Spurs. Barkley and Campbell coming over to help out.
Charles Barkley that time tried to get a little inside position. Cedric Ceballos is playing this almost too lax for me. I mean, there's no real punch in what he's trying to get done.
Dumas way off the mark, and Campbell sky high for the rebound. He almost hit his head on the rim.
You know, that dunk, he did that too.
Christie against Ceballos.
They're trying to force this switch to make Ceballos guard James Worthy, so they'll double.
Dumas comes over to jump. Good touch pass by Smith to Christie, and he's double teamed. Oh, that'll be a jump ball. Kevin Johnson.
He was almost better off not doing it. There were 2 seconds on the shot clock. If he could have just kept him in the trap, they don't get a shot.
And Christie should have the advantage on this jump. Kevin is 5 inches shorter, and Christie really is a great leaper, although Johnson almost beat him to it.
Yeah, he tried to steal it.
Worthy short, and that's been his problem throughout the series. A little short.
That's a shot. You got to shoot that one. That's his shot.
Kevin Johnson has 6, and it's a 4-point game. Suns shooting well in this first half.
And defending well. We're 12 seconds, and again, look, the Lakers they're going to post up, but they're not into any kind of situation. They just get the ball in.
Tony Smith with a quick move to the basket. AC Green, and he misses twice. You got Eldon Campbell does it.
Give the Lakers the credit. They just flat out wanted the ball more that time.
Boy, you're talking like a coach that is really going to stress defense in Dallas next year.
Well, I'm going to stress a little bit of everything. Quite, you got to be able to guard people, but my main thing is effort. I don't care where it is.
Dumas blocked by Campbell. That's his third. That is a rejection. It's on its way to Yuma.
Eldon Campbell. Watch how many times the Laker gets this. AC touches it once. None of the Suns get him, and he backs away. He'll get it again. They touch it again. You've got to come up with this when an Eldon Campbell gets the finish.
Barkley short. He had to hurry the shot. 4 seconds on the shot clock as they inbounded the ball. And here come the Lakers with a chance to tie. 4:45 left in a first half that shows that the Lakers do seem to enjoy playing on the road. That's what Randy Funn said. I think one thing we've proven, we don't play as well at home
as we do away. Threed inside to tie.
It's Oliver Miller. Oliver Miller can block that shot. This is a small team that they have in the lineup, and that's exactly who Paul Westphal is getting off the floor. Is Oliver Miller, and he's going to put Danny Ainge in. But they've got to have people to block shots.
Boy, Dan Marley shooting better today than any of the previous 4 games of the series. He now has 12.
I really think, you know, this may sound strange to some people. Sometimes when you are not feeling well, you tend to just say, you know, I've got nothing to lose here. I don't feel well anyway, and you can play better.
Worthy lost control for a moment. Ties it at 40, and big game James with 6 points. Johnson at the other end. And the rebound to Green. Fights it away from Marley. 9 rebounds for Green.
Oh, Worthy. He's going. You can see it. You can see it in his eyes when he gets the ball. He's just ready to roll.
Lakers by 2. Inspired by Worthy. He's been a real cheerleader. Married one at North Carolina, cheerleader, and he's used some of her techniques to try to keep his younger teammates up. Barkley. He's had them cheering all year here in Phoenix. Last touch by A.C. Green. Here's the former North Carolina All-America.
And that's that quickness that he normally shows. You see, he got the ball back there just staying after it. And then again, he sees he has Kevin Johnson over him. But as soon as he caught the ball, he was in the rhythm of old when, you know, I got somebody I can beat. And when his day was going on, he could beat a lot of people.
Marley has it knocked away as Miller was the intended receiver of the pass, and then Miller fighting with Green, and at last touch home.
That's no Laker ball.
That's the ball, delayed as it was.
They are going down, chasing loose balls. You get somebody like A.C. Green. Now watch A.C. Not in the plate, puts himself in position. They call it on Oliver Miller, who definitely pulled it out of A.C.'s hand, out of bounds.
Here goes Worthy again against Marley, and it's stripped away by Kevin Johnson.
Give it to Charles.
Barkley barreling down court.
Cannot get a basket.
He is now, Barkley shooting 2 for 9.
Well, I think the best thing for him to do now is just you get that close, dunk it. But at this point, they've been able to hold off pretty good. If the Suns can keep themselves in positions through the second half, I think Charles Barkley has a better chance of carrying them. But these Lakers, they will not die.
They're serious. And Green now with 9 points and 10 rebounds for Los Angeles. Ainge has it knocked away by 3. And a foul. A timeout with 2:24 left in the half, and for Charles Barkley, not a good first half for Sir Charles.
What does $1 billion worth of service feel like?
To a guy if he smells.
Get a little closer with Arid, the anti-odor antiperspirant that helps keep you extra, extra dry.
I trust Arid. If you are willing to give up AT&T...
Too big to be left unexplored. Find yourself in an Explorer.
Tonight, it's the mother of all specials with Bill Murray.
What time and what do I wear?
Plus Paul McCartney, Danny DeVito, Alec Baldwin, Joe Pesci, and more.
Mick, you ignorant slut.
Saturday Night Live goes prime time for the 2nd annual Mother's Day special tonight.
Back in Phoenix, Coach Paul Westphal's team, no one lit it up more than the Suns this year. In the playoffs, they're scoring 15.4 points less. Well, of course, all the teams down in the playoffs, but when you're used to being in the hundreds all the time, that's testimony in part to the Lakers' slow-down half-court game.
Well, it's not only that, but the Suns have just struggled so much. Even Charles Barkley, for example, is having a difficult time getting the ball in the basket. They have not, the Lakers have not had to double-team Charles, and when you don't have to double-team him, that means Marley and Danny Ainge don't get as free to get the kind of shots that they normally get, unobstructed three-point shots.
Here comes Barkley with Green then fronting him, takes the pass away from Marley. Good defense by Los Angeles. 12 seconds, and there's the steal by Campbell as Johnson tried to thread it through to Barkley on the weak side.
Charles and Kevin made eye contact to get the pass to him. What they didn't get right was whether or not it should have been a lob, and Charles said it should have been a lob.
Worthy again short on the jumper, but Campbell gives the Lakers another 24 and then throws it away to Barkley. And a foul by Sedale Threed. I don't think Threed realized there were 2 Lakers on defense down behind him. He thought that he was the last man to cover.
He really didn't. And the other thing you don't want to do, so to not make it a bad foul, is you don't want Charles Barkley to get going and get these fans in the crowd with some big dunk. That's the one thing that the Lakers got to prevent going out here to have.
That was his second foul on 3. Barkley goes outside, and Green takes him. Green at 6'9", and Barkley uses his quickness, and Oliver Miller with an easy 2.
Attacking the basket, you get good results.
I think Barkley really loves Miller as a rookie, and in many ways, Miller's a bigger version of Sir Charles.
I'll tell you what, this kid really understands how to play the game.
Reed, who likes to shoot moving left, but that one not close. It goes to A.C. Green and knocked away underneath.
Those are the ones you got to come up with.
Ainge to Barkley with Worthy by.
How you playing the game?
What a pass by Barkley to Miller.
It's all about good effort. You got to make good effort on both ends of the court. Charles Barkley breaks the defense down. Help comes over, finds Oliver Miller for one play. And again, you want the tempo up. Danny Ainge gets it to Charles Barkley, who wraps it again to Oliver Miller, showing you a little bit of his ability to get up and down the court.
Miller unable to complete the three-point play. It remains tied at 44 as we approach the final minute of the first half. Reed with that last foul, now working with 3 fouls in the game. Devon's out most of the half with 3. Good pass by Worthy. Oh, Reed blocked by Miller. He had 100 blocks during the season.
Got numbers, got to make the play.
Ainge to Johnson.
They were very lucky on that play. You got to get a basket right now. They are very lucky. 3-on-2s. You've got to get a play going right to the basket. The defense almost caught him on that.
16-second difference in the clocks. Worthy tells Reed to clear. Worthy with 5. Oh, the force one way off the mark.
They got
a
him for a foul because he got pushed.
Marley's first.
Right here, just defensive effort on the part of Oliver Miller on the one end. Dan Marley, you know, chased the ball down, got it to Kevin Johnson. You see right here, just running. Kevin Johnson gets that basket.
Dwayne Cooper, the rookie from Southern California, comes in for 3. They don't want on that Laker bench 3 to pick up number 4. And Worthy with a chance to tie it. Looks for his 9th point.
That's an interesting substitution because you would think that Doug Christie would get a shot here. He's the guy that's been playing a lot of minutes. And Dwayne Cooper, you've got a guy who is a solid ball handler, a clever ball handler, if you will. He can get where he wants to go. But this kind of pressure, I don't think so.
Very quick is Cooper. Sometimes too fast for his own good. Worthy misses the opportunity to tie. 46-45, 16 seconds to go in the half. The Suns will get a final shot and apparently will go into the intermission with a lead. How much? 10 seconds. Oh, my, a 10-second signal against Phoenix. When's the last time you saw that?
Well, I think they're arguing that there's something on the clock on that one.
Yeah, I can't
because I didn't think that was a 10-second call. When they got the ball off the rebound, it was like 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, that's 19-3.
Oh, no, you're right. If it's 19, it's down to
8-3 now.
Right. They're absolutely right.
Takes his time.
No, they're right. Give him credit for doing a great job.
Now the Lakers will have a chance for the lead at the intermission. Oh,
how about that? I mean, that's what I consider. I call that a brain lock.
Eldon Campbell. And it's blocked by Miller. Oliver Miller had a big defensive half.
Got to shoot it now.
Kevin Johnson, no basket.
They dodged a major bullet by the Lakers not scoring on that play. That is a brain lock on the part of Kevin Johnson.
So the Lakers just won't go away. The Suns, heavy favorites in this series, leave after the first 24 minutes with a 1-point lead. 46-45 Phoenix, and the fans unhappy with the officials. Stay tuned. The Prudential halftime halftime report with Bob Costas after these messages.
I was ready to start.
Barkley did not have a big first half, but Westphal said we've got the best player in the league, and we're going to count on him to carry us home.
When I was talking to Charles the other day, he said one of the things that they told him that he really appreciated is they said, look, Charles, shoot the ball because we're going to lose with you, but we're going to lose with you shooting.
Marley. That's the first miss from three-point range by the Suns. They were 4 for 4 in the first half, and Marley had 12 points, his high in the playoffs.
Yeah, Marley had been very active, we all wondered how he would do after being in the hospital all night. Obviously, that didn't affect him. Phoenix coming out again, trying to move the tempo up.
But if you'd have told Randy Fudd that without Divac, he played only 8 minutes the first half, you'd be only down 1 going into the second half.
I'm sure he'd take that in a heartbeat.
It goes to Divac on the scramble, and the Lakers have tied.
That's like the 4th time the ball has been in the air and the Lakers have come up with it. Those are the kind of plays that the Phoenix Suns have got to make.
Miss at the other end, and A.C. Green, who led all players with rebounds in the first half with 11, has his first of the second half. Boy, Green has been a terror on the glass throughout the series.
He's got 11 boards here in the first half. He was a big factor in the first half, as was this gentleman here, Eldon Campbell, who got going on the offensive end.
Byron Scott hits a 3, and the Lakers move up by 4 points.
Dick, I said this to you in the half. It looks to me like the Lakers are having more fun. And that's part of what you got to do here. You got to come work hard, but you're still playing a game, and you got to enjoy what you're doing.
Barkley, Oliver Miller, the only non-starter the opening of the game that starts the second half, and Divac almost strips it from Barkley. Barkley pulls it in.
Yeah, he's got to take it after. If you're the best player on the floor with deciding games, you better become that. Step up and be the player that you've been all year.
We said at the start of the telecast, history will be made in the NBA in Phoenix today, either by the Lakers, the first ever number 8, as that one would have counted. He beat the 24 and way over Dumas's head. Or the history will be made by Phoenix, the first team in NBA history to ever rally from losing the first 2 games at home. James Worthy coming in for Eldon Campbell. Campbell holding his right thigh.
Well, they really can't afford to lose him because he's the shot blocker that the Lakers have.
Worthy short again. Kevin Johnson to tie. It's even at 50 with 9:15 to go in the third.
Kevin Johnson comes down and takes that shot. I still don't see that aggressive look in the face of the Lakers.
Gary Beatty, the trainer, or the Los Angeles Lakers, taking Eldon Campbell to the locker room. And a whistle. It appeared to be Kevin Johnson fouling Sedale Threet, his second foul.
You try to break people down on penetration. You see Sedale Threet just gets right past Kevin Johnson. Johnson reaches in, and the official felt there was a little too much arm on that call.
Lakers were 6 for 11 from the free throw line in the first half, and they're shooting just 62% in the series, as you see Campbell leaving for treatment.
They really haven't shot the ball well. What they've been able to do, though, is they've stayed after it. They've given themselves a lot of opportunities. They just, all the loose balls, and I've said this before, they keep coming up with.
Johnson working his way free underneath. He has a dozen. Tied again. Threet at the other end.
Blocked. Oliver Miller blocked the shot.
Oliver Miller has 4 or 5 blocks, and it's Barkley missing, but Dumas, Richard Dumas. Oliver Miller, the rookie from Arkansas, now with 6 blocks in the game, and that one led to the Phoenix goal and the lead 54-52. Worthy with 5 over Marley. Green keeps it alive, and Devon scores, but it was A.C. Green that gave the Lakers the chance.
Keeping the ball alive. The Suns' problem, and they will freely admit this, is when they play against bigger teams. On that particular play, that rebound play for Vlade Divac, he never left his feet. So you get the big body out there in Vlade Divac without the Suns having anybody to combat that. That's how they're getting some putbacks.
Foul was on Byron Scott, his first. And there's another turnover as A.C. Green makes the steal.
And it was a pass that just had no chance to get there. But guys pressing you like that, you put the ball on the floor.
Divac takes it in strong, and it's 56-54. Divac with 8. Hannah Storm is outside the Laker locker room. We'll get a report on the condition of Eldon Campbell. We understand first report was a hamstring. That would not be good for Los Angeles.
Well, what is good for Los Angeles is this tempo. We're looking at a 56-54 game, which clearly favors the Lakers.
Barkley fouled by Green. Boy, he's such a handful to guard, especially with no help. Green trying to ward off Barkley.
The difference is where he got the basketball. Watch where he gets the basketball. And now he gets down. He's 2 dribbles, and he's in the paint. That's all the difference in the world. If he gets it one more dribble out, by the time he goes into his 3rd dribble, A.C. Green will get some help from some of his teammates. But 2 dribble and the guy can get in the paint. Almost anybody in the league can score. For surely a guy that's looking at MVP awards.
That's 10 points for Barkley today. And this next free throw to tie it.
Bringing in some experience. Richard Dumas going out. Had been pretty active at Dumas, but they bring in Danny Ainge to get a little more ball handling.
A teammate on the Celtics 84 NBA championship team, the team that you earned your championship ring.
That's why I know Danny that never seen a shot he didn't like, because he is not gun shy, but he's a shooter, and shooters should do that.
Barkley got the roll, and it's tied again at 56. 7:20 left in the 3rd.
Yeah, I was going to say, Westy's got to consider some trapping, and they try to trap early to the Suns just to move the tempo up a little bit.
Divac made it look easy.
Oliver Miller ought to be mad at himself, one, because Vlade Divac is right-handed. You can't let him go to his right hand and then just get a layup. Force him left and make him shoot the jump shot.
Here comes Miller to Barkley. Another tie at 58.
And a great pass from the 6'10 Oliver Miller.
Well, it's testimony to the fact that Westphal loves Miller. He's in there, and here the crucial 5th game, and it's Oliver Miller, the rookie, playing. Divac wide open, scores over Barkley.
If he keeps playing like this, he's going to probably sit out, because what's happening is where Oliver Miller is better for the Suns because he's stronger offensively than Mark West.
And that foul is going to be a big one, the 4th on Sadil Threet. Meanwhile, Vlade Divac here in the 3rd quarter, 10 points.
Should Vlade take the ball to the basket, you got to help out. But you know, Charles Barkley is trying to find a way to come back with some help from his friends.
You've witnessed the Smash Mouth. Now get ready.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Schick Tracer, it traces every curve on your face. And by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is the right beer now.
Welcome back to America West Arena. Hannah Storm with a report on the right hamstring of Eldon Campbell, a crucial player in this series. He has had it wrapped in the locker room. In fact, he's coming out of the tunnel right now. He was experiencing muscle spasms in that hamstring, but he is going to try to re-enter this ball game, Dick.
Thank you, Hannah. And meanwhile, Sadil Threet with 4 fouls on the bench. So Dwayne Cooper, the rookie from Southern California, replaces him. Cooper was not used in any of the first 4 games. So the Lakers really down through. And with Anthony Peeler injured and not able to play, they're really shortchanged. Marley fights it off. Boy, what a job by Marley He had to rip it away from the defense and ties it at 60.
Well, the Lakers are playing great defense. One of the things that may happen here with Eldon Campbell, he's one of the guys that have been guarding Charles Barkley. The first thing I would do if Eldon Campbell came in the game is give the ball to Barkley. Let's see how good that right hamstring feels.
Oliver Miller on Divac. Divac with 10 points in the quarter, and they try to set him up, and there's Miller to knock it away. Barley thinking three. No, it's Barkley over Green. Byron Scott has it knocked out of bounds by Oliver Miller.
Charles Barkley wondering when is he going to get a shot to fall. You see Marley, watch Marley. He gets it here, has to snatch it away, and then just gets it airborne. But again, they're struggling. They're really struggling to get baskets. That's not something the Suns do very well.
They called a foul on Oliver Miller on that last play along the baseline, so second on Miller. Tied at 60, sixth tie of this third quarter.
The Suns have come out. They have increased their pressure defensively. Oh, Dwayne Cooper likes that shot. Oh!
That would have been a three.
Break him down. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got Byron Scott trying to guard Kevin Johnson, and when I mean break him down, shake him up, do whatever you have to do, but you can explode by Scott. He's not known as a defensive player.
That's the first lead for Phoenix here in the third quarter after the Lakers scored first to open this second half. 4:45 to go. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Miller knocked it away defensively. He's done a good job.
He's done a good job. The Suns are a little more aggressive defensively now. The pressure on the ball is more intense.
Green.
Tough shot.
Barley rebounds. Barkley wanted it.
Got to slow it down.
64-60, and Randy Blunt wants a timeout. They do miss him in this game, don't they, Quinn?
You know what? He's a rookie, the youth movement, but he makes good plays for him. He's a good passer, and when the game gets athletic, he's good enough to be a very effective player.
Green back in for Los Angeles with 4 fouls. Byron Scott not there. Rebound Barkley. He's had 8 points in the quarter.
But you see how aggressive he is? That's what he's got to do. Put the team on your back and carry him. Vlade Divac picked up his 4th foul.
Well, the Lakers running into foul trouble. Reed and Divac with 4 each.
Nobody wants to get. Look at that. You want to get in the front of that?
He tucked that away like a 250-pound fullback going off guard.
You force people to make decisions in this game. I'm a firm believer that Charles Barkley coming at you 250 with his knees up, you're going to think twice about taking the charge. Make a decision. Am I going to take a charge, or am I going to foul him and get out of the way? But you get something positive as a rule if Charles Barkley is pushing the ball up the court.
Randy Blunt trying to find a way to harness Barkley's second half. He now has 15. Make it 16 with that last free throw to lead all scorers after a quiet first half of only 7. That's one shy of Phoenix's biggest lead. The Suns started the game at 7-0.
Their defense has increased so much.
Barley forced that.
Yeah, they keep coming up with loose ball. Oh. Got a lucky break. Danny Ainge just got to take that one to the basket. And he's laughing because Danny's got to shoot the ball. Vlade Divac has got 4 fouls.
Phoenix ball with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter as the Suns try to break it open here in the third.
Oh, good pass.
Miller got rid of Divac there.
Divac tried to fake like he was getting an offensive foul.
8 unanswered points. It was tied at 60. Actually, the Lakers led 60-58. 10 unanswered by the Suns. Divac to Campbell.
Didn't look like that hamstring bothered him on that one. Boy, I mean, he gets up high and quick.
Malibu at 15, leading the Lakers. Marley outside the line. Oh, and he has another three. Timeout, 20-second timeout, Los Angeles. It is rocking at the America West Arena. And much of the noise as these fans talk about our Saturday night live going prime time tonight on NBC. Bill Murray, Paul McCartney, Danny DeVito, Messrs. Baldwin, Pesci, Title, Cage, everybody's mom. It's the mother of all specials, the second annual Saturday Night Live Mother's Day special with that great Saturday Night Live crew. All tonight on NBC. Eyewitness video starts at 8 o'clock.
Talking about a live crew, all of a sudden, these fans became a very live crew.
Lakers trail by 9. Less than 3 to go in the third. Crowd picking up the intensity. The defense of the Phoenix Suns much tougher now.
They've got 2 seconds. He's got to get it up. He did not get it up.
No, that's the second 24-second violation by Los Angeles. And surely they couldn't hear a thing.
Miguel Knight giving his officials a little help in the signaling of a 24-second violation.
Kevin Johnson.
Oh,
Miller. And he gets it back. Now Miller, good job of staying with the shot even though he missed. And Divac got away with what would have been his 5th foul.
Oh, good find. I'm telling you, that is a great pass.
Barkley to Miller. He loves the rookie. And he set him up 3 times for layups today.
Soft hand by the rookie.
3. Lakers desperately needed that. A 9-point lead Phoenix with 2:05 left. Barkley a 3.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Get out of the way. If you're going to take him, take him. It's hard to take Eldon Campbell that way. You got to use your explosiveness.
Barkley tried to save it. Scott at the other end. Misses. So does Green. Kevin Johnson for Phoenix. So the plays that were going the Lakers' way in the first half have turned to Phoenix's side here in the second. Miller from outside. He can make that shot.
Yeah, but that's a rookie shot. That's not a shot you need to take because it wasn't really in the flow.
Sedale 3.
And Paul Westphal is going to get a 20-second timeout because you see that breaks a potential rally when you take a shot like that. Now Westy is really good. Now what he'll do in this timeout is he'll talk about all the positive things and he'll probably tell Oliver Miller, look, at this particular time in the game, that's not a good shot, though I can make you, though I know you can make it. So he will encourage the positive. He's one of those kind of motivational coaches. You see right here, the team is in a little bit of a, you know, to take this shot, you can get that shot if you pass the ball around 4 times. So why take it immediately? So that's the kind of conversation that I'm sure that you're going to hear on the part of Paul Westphal. You see Sedale 3 makes it, but that's a jump shooter. He's supposed to make that shot.
And that, with the Lakers down by 9, needed him to take that shot. Meanwhile, Barkley, when Miller takes that jump shot, Barkley was working the baseline, salivating, hoping he'd get the ball. You see how these men perspire so heavily. Danny Ainge was telling us that you perspired so heavily with the Celtics, you had to change not your jersey, your shoes. You were squishing on the court.
Yeah, they have to come get a squeegee.
There's Barkley with a great feed and blocked by Scott, foul by Byron Scott. Barkley looked at Scott as if to say, next time I'll throw you in there too.
Kevin Johnson, again, his ability to people trying to double team. And Byron Scott comes over and tries to get the block. But again, the aggressive play. Charles Barkley has been very instrumental in the Suns getting what is now a 7-point lead.
5 for 15 from the floor, but he's made all 6 free throws. Scott with his second, and the team penalty goes for Phoenix.
Here's a guy.
The Suns have committed only 2 fouls in the quarter.
They have been, you know what they've really done very well? They've deflected a lot of passes. You know, anytime it looked like the Lakers had an opportunity, there was one person or the other deflected. Now, they deflected some in the first half. The difference in the second half is they came up with the ball after they deflected those passes. No way going that way.
AC Green in a crowd gets the roll and a foul. AC Green with his 14th rebound. Green in the series is averaging 13.5 to lead the Lakers.
I mean, you gotta like this guy's work ethic. Just look at him in the center. He's moving Charles Barkley back, and Charles tries to wait for the block, hoping that Kevin Johnson can get to it. AC does a little pirouette and knocks it off the glass.
Tony Smith gives Byron Scott a breather. No, Scott turns and U-turns, comes back in. It's 3-2 goes out. As Randy Funt wants to save him for the final minute of this third with 4 fouls. And Green can make it a 5-point game with a free throw.
I'm sure the other reason Randy Funt takes him out is that you get Sedell 3 tired, you run the risk of him getting his 5th foul. So it's a good move to get him out here late.
11-point lead for Phoenix, chopped to 5 by Los Angeles. Barkley over Campbell. Another assist to Kevin Johnson. 20 points for Barkley, and Johnson now, and setting the table, has 9.
James Worthy should be their offensive weapon they look at.
Smith working on Kevin Johnson. This hook won't go, but AC Green bats it home.
You got to put a body on AC Green.
15 rebounds, and he's earned 5 points with the last 2 rebounds. Very tough on the offensive end. There's barely a second difference between the shot and game clock, almost right together.
They want to force him to what is his right.
Tony Smith commits the foul with 5.7 seconds, his second. And that sends Kevin Johnson, an 82% free throw shooter, to the line.
We've talked about the necessity to create the tempo, get it going much faster. When I walked into the locker room, I was talking to some of the players, and that's all they talked about. Let's get the tempo up. They had it on the board. Let's get our tempo, Suns tempo. Kevin Johnson has been doing that. He's been much more aggressive going at the basket. He's got a couple to go in, and because he's done that, now you've got to worry about double teaming, and that's what's allowed Charles Barkley to get some of his points.
Kevin Johnson, he's been openly admiring Mark Price. He was with Price with Cleveland. That realized both men couldn't be the point guard. Made the big trade here to Phoenix. He said, I'd shoot 500 jumpers, and Price would shoot 501. And his work ethic was so incredible.
Yeah, but it was a good lesson for Kevin Johnson. You see Charles Barkley go to a well-deserved rest because Kevin Johnson learned to better appreciate work ethic, and I think it's made him a better player.
78-71, final seconds for the Lakers. And a steal by Sabalas. And Smith able to deny a forced three-pointer. That is the end of a very big Barkley third quarter in Phoenix. And the Suns have a 7-point lead. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your favorite station.
Without the express written consent of the NBA.
To the fourth quarter. San Antonio awaits the winner. By the way, the Lakers were 2-2 against, as you look at the score by quarters, the Lakers were 2-2 against the Spurs this year. In San Antonio and Phoenix, it was the Suns 3-1, but 3 of the games by 2 points. Phoenix gets the first chance. Barkley on the bench, rested the final few seconds of the third, plus the break between quarters. Johnson has been hot. Tony Smith with a rebound.
Johnson that time trying to take advantage of a mismatch that had him being guarded by James Worthy. Probably been better served if he put it on the floor to try to beat him.
Sabalas on Worthy, so they go to the veteran. Inside the green, knocked away, right to Worthy with 5 seconds, and he hits it.
All right, now that's the first loose ball we'll see here in the fourth quarter. That's the first loose ball, and it goes to the Lakers. The team that wins the loose ball count will win this game.
The undoing of the Suns a week ago in Game 2 is the fact they scored only 11 points in the fourth quarter. But Kevin Johnson wasn't the Kevin Johnson we've seen today.
No, he's playing with so much more confidence. You know, you get a bad knee, you all of a sudden you lose confidence in your ability not only to beat your man, which I thought he struggled with, but the ability to gather yourself and be able to power explode to the basket. He seemed to have gained that.
Mismatch here, Ainge on Worthy. And great play by Kevin Johnson. Boy, big collision, and at last touch screen.
That was a play where he had to explode from one side of the lane to the other. 2 games ago, he can't make that play. You see him, he just cuts right in front. He was down in the bottom of the block.
Divac comes in for Campbell.
This is a lineup Kevin Johnson has to take pretty much control of, because it doesn't have the scores necessarily in it that can break people down. Kevin Johnson is the only one that can break the defense down and get other people's shots.
There he goes over Divac. And the foul on Divac, number 5. Boy, the Lakers in the last 2 calls, the one at the other end where Green said Johnson ran into me and there's no whistle, and then a little touch foul at this end.
Well, Johnson will get it back. He's got AC Green, so he does the right thing. Put it on the floor, take it to the basket. Mark West tries to move Vlade Divac. And I'm not sure why Vlade didn't think that was a foul, with the possible exception. Looked like a bigger foul with Mark West moving Vlade out of the way.
5 on Divac, so Eldon Campbell had a brief rest on the Laker bench. And Kevin Johnson looking for his 19th point today.
Number 41, Eldon Campbell, returns to the Lakers lineup for 12.
Divac, who spent most of his time on the Pines today, now with 5.
Yeah, he's really struggled trying to get into the flow of this game. Oliver Miller has made it difficult on him. Having to go out every now and then and guard Charles Barkley, put some pressure on him, and he got fouled.
Phoenix by 8, 10:21 to go. Sedale 3. Rebound, Sabalas. Phoenix holding their lead and building on it with Barkley on the bench, and that's because
he's rolling.
A 10-point game as Kevin Johnson leads all scorers, 21.
You let him take that one. He's not a good jump shooter from there. The sides, he's okay, but not from there.
Tony Smith putting some pressure on Kevin Johnson. But it's Johnson who is hot, and the foul will be on Tony Smith. They can't stop Kevin Johnson.
He is playing so emotionally, and he better be careful, because they can very easily get him a technical foul.
They called a T on Kevin Johnson. The shot not on that play.
He takes the ball to the basket aggressively. He's been shooting jump shots since Kevin Johnson. Randy Funn is trying in vain to get the official to make the call. He's going to break his foot over there trying to stick in that table. That table's not going to move. But the discussion as to whether or not Kevin Johnson should be assessed a technical. Watch, all of a sudden he beats Tony Smith, and they get tangled up. There's a little conversation
now
going on.
Now what happens with a foot, Gary?
Well, he kicked the air. He really didn't kick
free.
anything.
He was just kicking free, didn't kick at him. And we'll sort it all out with 9:34 to go, and Phoenix 10-point lead.
Playoffs continue on NBC next weekend.
Cormick.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
This Miller moment takes us back to last Sunday, Game 2 of the series. The Lakers' stunning upset of the Suns set up Paul Westphal for this bold prediction of the Suns-Lakers outcome.
We're going to win the series. We're going to win one Tuesday, and the next game's Thursday. We'll win there. Then we'll come back and we'll win the series on Sunday. And everybody will say what a great series it was.
And a great series it has been. Kevin Johnson assessed a technical foul. They did rule that he took a kick. Now watch as Tony Smith gets the personal foul. They become entangled. And
did what he did was that's Kevin showing what he did. What happened was Tony Smith clamped his leg. He clamped Kevin Johnson's leg, and Kevin Johnson kicked the air, but it's the intent that the officials are trying to make sure that the game doesn't get out of control.
Tadale 3 shoots the technical. Phoenix by 9. Now it'll be KJ at the other end. No, that's a non-shooting foul, and so Phoenix will play it from the side. Well, Johnson, Doc Rivers had a little tete-a-tete earlier this year.
He's competitive, and as you've watched him, and watch him go back and forth, he is playing on a very high pitch emotionally, but he's got to control that because he's too valuable a player for them to lose for something as Danny Ainge tries to draw a foul. You're not going to get that foul in this game, then, like he's listening to me or something.
Takes it to the glass, and Sedell Threet has 13.
You got to maintain your aggressiveness. It's a 6-7 point game here.
9 to go. Barkley's had a good rest. Sabalas blocked by Campbell, gets it back, keeps it alive. West with 3, Johnson with 2, with 1, doesn't get it away. 24-second violation against
Kevin Johnson has got to pay attention to that. If the ball doesn't hit in the air, your point guard is generally the person that should know that.
Third block by Eldon Campbell, and here comes Barkley with 8:43 to go. Barkley, who had that brilliant third quarter, 13 points. That got the Phoenix Suns in front, and in front by 11 at one point. They now lead by 7.
But the thing that got them the lead is their defense. They've got to stay aggressive on the defensive side.
Kevin Johnson, no basket, his third.
Sedell Threet being a little more aggressive offensively, but the defense is what's got them to where they are. So they've got to start forcing their tempo back in the game. So far, this game is starting to slide right back into where the Lakers want.
Sedell Threet. His mother named him Sedell because she thought it sounded British, and she just liked that idea. James Worthy against Marley. And a whistle, no basket. Dan Marley's second. That's 2 baskets for the Lakers that have not counted because the foul before the shot.
But they're, the only 2 team fouls here. But they are definitely trying to force this into a team foul situation on the part of the Suns.
Lakers already had committed 4 in the quarter. Worthy versus Marley again.
They got what they wanted. They got 2 fouls out of the play, and then they get a basket. You can't ask for more than that.
A good point. Basket was full in terms of Randy Funn's hunt for help.
Backdoor.
Kicked as Barkley trying to set up Kevin Johnson. Hannah?
Well, Dick, Randy Funn explained to me what he was chatting with the officials about. He wants to know why a John Starks headbutt calls for an ejection in the playoffs and not a kick. He said that makes it twice in the series, of course, referring to Charles Barkley's earlier kick of Vlade Divac.
Well, the fact that there was no contact made. So that's one of the reasons why, what happened with on the part of Kevin Johnson. He didn't make any contact.
Campbell continues to play Barkley tough. 15 on the shot clock. Miller to Barkley. And Campbell got a piece of it and a piece of Barkley.
But you just see the play that Oliver Miller makes. He's in the air and just makes a great pass. And right now he's going up to Charles to get a little congratulations. But this is a tough pass. Big fella sees Eldon Campbell, who's blocked 7 shots already, gets the ball to Charles Barkley.
And it was
gets
Green.
To the foul line.
A.C. Green with a foul, his second.
This is what I was concerned about. You had just looked a moment ago to see that KJ had been in almost the entire quarter. So he's played the entire second half up until now. They bring in, I think, a good replacement in Frank Johnson.
Veteran from Wake Forest in his 9th year. His brother Eddie, an all-star guard with the Atlanta Hawks, says he's watching down in Florida today as Kevin Johnson Talking with his teammates. Boy, what a half for Barkley and Kevin Johnson.
Well, those are the two guys that have carried him all year. You would expect as you get to a deciding game that they would step it up.
That's what Barkley said about the difference between Philly and Phoenix. He said, they got 3 All-Stars here. You can win championships with 3.
Oh, you can. Because you can have a bad game and your team can still win. So it takes a lot of the pressure off of you.
Unless you can double team only so many stars. Like a good hitting lineup in baseball, you can't pitch around 3 and 4 great hitters. No basket. Foul on Marley, his 3rd.
If I'm the Lakers, I go to that play until the Suns figure out how to stop it.
Just the 3rd team foul on Phoenix. 7:19 to go.
They go right back to it, and you force them to play it.
Barkley, tough shot. Campbell keeps it alive. 7 minutes to go. New 24.
To keep that alive, did you see where Elder Campbell came from the corner and got his hand on the ball?
Sedale 3.
Yeah,
he loves to go left and shoot.
He as good as anybody in the game doing that. You almost got to force him right and force him to help.
15 for 3 to add 35 in game 1. Look at the LA bench across the way. On their feet rooting for their teammates as Marley misses the 3. Green gets another rebound for the Lakers. 16 for him. A 5-point lead, Phoenix. 6.5 to go.
James Worthy told him, throw me the ball. We told him to throw me the ball. So they all 3 wanted to go one-on-one. And James Worthy said throw it to him because there's no way Dan Marley can guard him now. He's either gotten a foul or 2 points out of the play.
Lakers will not vanish despite all the efforts by Phoenix and their hardy fans. Frank Johnson's first shot. Rebound, Scott. Oh, my.
Well, they keeping the pressure on him. Frank Johnson took that one tentatively. You got to step up and shoot it.
Again, Marley on Worthy.
You got to consider doubling this one to get it out of his hands.
Look at that. Campbell fly in again, and Barkley just does clear it out. That would have made it a 1-point game, the Worthy shot.
Give it to Charles and let him play.
Short.
Yeah, he
thought he was fouled.
Oh, he did. He got hit on the hand, and the official just didn't see it.
Fun over there waving his team into the offensive end.
Breakdown. Sedale 3 to take him. You got a guy off the bench that hasn't played, you take him.
And Frank Johnson gets the rebound. And right there, Paul Westphal said, before you even think about dribbling, I'm going to call timeout and talk it over. Go back to the Barkley shot.
There's no question. Watch Charles. Watch his right hand. He got fouled on the elbow. James Worthy got him on the elbow. That's an old play you do a lot on the street. But Charles Barkley and his club is still up 3. Oh, yeah.
Can't be the shoes.
Dollar is right on the airport, right on the money with unlimited mileage and locations worldwide.
Hey, it's got to be the shoes, right?
Nope, it's the rental car.
Call Dollar, the official car rental company of the NBA.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. By Pepsi, gotta have it. And by Dollar Rent-A-Car, right on the airport, right on the money.
When you got a chance to get somebody down on the block, they call it the chamber. Right here, James Worthy showing Dan Marley, I still got a little bit of that jump shot. You may have to think about double teaming me. And again, back inside, Marley tries to put pressure, turn away from the pressure. James Worthy gets 2 of his 15 points. I'm sure in the timeout, Paul Westphal is saying, with James Worthy, you want to make him face up and then put it on the floor and try to get some help.
5:12 left in the season of one of these two teams. Kevin Johnson back in for Phoenix.
Put it in the hands of your star and let him go.
To Kevin. And Campbell rebounds for the Lakers, who are down by 3, 4:50 to go.
That's not a bad shot they had in it. The Lakers, with the Suns, you get a wide open shot from the double team. You look at the field goal percentages.
And Phoenix is 26-0 at home when they've outshot the opposition. Worthy and Marley again. Big game James. How many times through the years have we seen him make that shot?
Sure, he still got some fire in those legs.
17. Worthy leads the Lakers. A one-point game as Kevin Johnson hits the rainbow. He has 23, leading all scorers.
He has been the man in the second half. Now you got to worry about stepping up on Kevin Johnson and him blowing by you. Here's the change. They've got Charles Barkley on James Worthy.
With 5 seconds. Worthy, it runs out. Look at A.C. Green hustle and give the Lakers a new 24. That's his 17th rebound.
J.W. steps
wow.
up.
Worthy ties it at 87.
You're talking about leading the team. I mean, that's flat out leading the team.
10 points for Worthy in this fourth quarter. A new game with 3.5 to go, and Barkley gives Phoenix the lead.
At least let's not forget, James Worthy at one point in this game, with the way he could play, would have been considered the best player on the floor. And I see he's drawing on some of that experience. When I talked to him about it, he said, I got to go in the computer and see what foul of experience I can come up with. So far, it's been the shooting.
Dale Green and a foul. And Quinn Buckner, whom do you think that they're rooting for down in San Antonio at this point?
San Antonio probably more likely is rooting for the Lakers. I really do. I think they prefer to play the Lakers, possibly because they know that the Lakers are going to have a tough time guarding David Robinson.
Kevin Johnson has his fourth foul, and Threet with a chance to tie it at the 3:08 mark. Bad free throw shooting could haunt the Lakers.
Yeah, it could haunt you. Anytime you're in playoff series, it can haunt you.
Threet just does get the second. 89-88 Phoenix. They take a run at Kevin Johnson.
Took a run at it because they were trying to force that.
And Johnson turns it over. Oh, good foul by Ainge. That was a sure two for the Lakers. And Ainge lurching at it, the Lakers, as if he were a defensive back trying to break up a pass.
He was trying to keep the play from going down in the other direction. You see Kevin Johnson trying to dribble through a couple people. If Danny doesn't make this foul, you see Byron Scott is in front of him. And Danny saw that out the corner of his eye. So he makes sure he gets a good foul.
Lakers will be at the line when we return with a chance to take the lead.
How do you order me? How do you order me?
2:55 left. The Lakers will be at the line, and Quinn Buckner, we're looking at a possible history-making game for the Lakers if they can offer the upset. Never before in NBA playoff history has the worst team going into the playoffs, worst record, beaten the team with the best record. And the Lakers have a chance, remarkably.
They got a great chance, and here's the problem for the Phoenix Suns. They've always had problems with teams with size, and the Lakers have big teams. When they play Vlade Divac, Eldon Campbell, A.C. Green, that's a team that is too big for Phoenix to handle. That's why the tempo has to be up and down the court, but the Lakers have been able to keep it close.
And another big man, James Worthy, the veteran, has been key to the Lakers today, but also the free throw shooting. They've been shooting just barely over 60% in the series, and they're 11 for 18 today. That's 65%. Now to tie, A.C. Green, who leads with 17 points. The Lakers even at 89 with 2:55 to go.
Oh, this is when it's fun now.
Oh, yes. My. Barkley with Campbell. Worthy on Marley. Ainge and Scott. Kevin Johnson has it knocked away. Barkley's the man who gets to it. And Kevin Johnson throws up a prayer. Miller picks it off. 2 seconds. Marley for three.
What a count.
Lakers say it shouldn't count,
but it does. That was a close call.
It just did beat the 24-second clock. An amazing play. Save that one for your VCR bank. Worthy ties it up.
J-Dub.
Worthy
light that
22.
fire.
was right. A remarkable series it would be. 2 wins here by the Lakers, 2 by Phoenix and LA, and now a tie game with less than 2 to go. Barkley and Campbell. Campbell gets a piece of it. Barkley, short, but look at Miller. How many has he saved? Ainge misses. Campbell rebounds.
Great defense. Charles Barkley has been content at trying to back Eldon Campbell down. I think you got to take Eldon out, put it on the floor to go by him. Eldon is too tall and he gets up too quick.
4 blocks for Campbell. Threet and Kevin Johnson. It's Sedale Threet. Eldon Campbell. How did you know he was the budding star? That was your pick at the start of the game. Eldon Campbell playing like he has never played before. And look at that Laker bench.
The question is, does Charles Barkley, not this shot will make it. The question is, does Charles Barkley get the ball in his hand and out before the shot clock expires? There's no way.
No, that was the 2 that the Phoenix Suns, it was a remarkable 2, should not have counted. We'll see how important it is at the end of the game. Meanwhile, look at Eldon Campbell fly in from the wing.
You don't put a body on people and they can come in and get dunks all day long.
90 seconds to go. And the weight on the shoulders of the great player becomes even heavier as Charles Barkley takes the court. He got this to a controversial basket as the 24-second shot hits 0 just as Barkley catches it. It should not have counted, but a tough call. We're slowing it down.
Yeah, we're showing this play in slow motion. The officials got to make that call right now, and there's no way they can do it. It's the horn that makes the difference. If you hear the horn, then it's definitely a shot clock violation.
Barkley. Oh, how did that not go in? And with 1:23 to go, the Lakers with the ball and a 2-point lead.
I go to James Worthy. He's carried us all. If I'm Sedale Threet, I'm point guard. Give it to J-Dub. He's won championships.
Oh, Sedale Threet gets a great screen from Worthy and loses Johnson. They didn't switch. Threet was 17. 1 minute to go. Barkley must hit it and does.
You got to check up. This is a great game.
And for the fans of the underdog around the world, example again that nothing is assured. The Phoenix Suns overwhelming favorites to sweep the Lakers.
It is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, and that's what the Suns are trying to do.
Threet going to his left. He misses. Barkley, who else with a rebound?
You can get 2 shots. If you get it up, you can get 2 shots.
And Johnson does. Barkley with a rebound, knocked away by Campbell. 5 blocks for Eldon Campbell. 25.9 seconds to go. The Los Angeles Lakers 95, the Phoenix Suns 93.
Saturday Night Live goes prime time with
Charles Barkley, a man who loves boxing, and George Foreman looking for a way to knock out the Lakers, but time running out, 25.9 seconds. What really grabs your eye there, Quinn Buckner,
is that foul to give. Paul Westphal's team can get themselves, if Randy Funk plays this like some people will, you let the Suns get it down as close as you can to 2 or 3 seconds, and then you foul them, because it's hard to get a shot, a good shot, with only 2 or 3 seconds on the clock.
25.9 seconds left in the game. That's the game clock. 23 seconds on the shot clock.
That's how they got it.
That's the warning, delay of game warning on the Lakers. The next would be a technical. That was just to see the set,
the alignment, and see what people are going to do right away.
Lakers, remember, have a foul to give, but they don't use it. Not yet. Marley.
Oh, what a shot! Oh, my goodness!
What shot by Marley, 19 for a man who spent last night in the hospital.
shot. Off balance, fadeaway jumper by Marley. You want a man that likes it when it's pressure time. Kevin Johnson finds Marley. Watch the shot. He gets bumped and fading away with James Worthy in his face. Got to love it. Got to love it.
Marley, who's had a terrible series until today. Game 5. Phoenix suffering through another bad fourth quarter. 7 for 19 in the period, 37%. As the Lakers have rallied, they were down by 11. The Los Angeles Lakers in the middle of the third quarter took the lead, had a 4-point lead, and now it is tied. And the Lakers, 13.6 seconds to go, and Randy Funn makes his call.
Here, I've got to be looking at where can I get James Edwards the ball. I'm looking to get James Edwards. I'm looking at James Edwards. That's why I said that. James Worthy, Sadell Freed on the same side of the court. Because what you got to do then is if they set a pick and roll, which I don't think they want to do, you get a switch. But the facts are Worthy has been hot. He's made clutch basket all of his life. He's got 22 points. He's 10 of 20. That's the guy I'm looking to do it. And if there's too much help, Sadell Freed will shoot that shot.
And the Lakers with 8 championship rings, 3 by Worthy, 3 by Scott, 2 AC Green. And it might well be that one of those veterans who know the taste of an NBA championship with an opportunity to KO the highly favored Suns.
Well, that's just the guys on the floor. Don't forget James Edwards won when he was in Detroit.
Into 3.
Oh, my.
Scott missed it. Overtime. That appeared to be the play. And look at where they said, hey, what a game. If this is our last one, it's going to be fun going out this way.
You got to enjoy it. They got the play they wanted. They got a good look at a three-point shot. You get the best three-point shooter you got on the team. Byron Scott shoots it, but a little short. And we got overtime.
Charles Barkley gets the punch in for another 5 minutes.
Has sold over
Dan Marley's fall-away jumper in the final seconds, tying it for Phoenix, and Byron Scott off the front of the rim with a launch that would have sent Phoenix home and the Lakers on to San Antonio. But there's the star of the moment, Marley. Let's go back to the controversial shot late in the game where Charles Barkley catching an errant long shot. The buzzer, listen for the buzzer.
Yeah, from that, it sounds like it's a good basket. And again, the officials got to make an instantaneous call on something. We get a chance for slow motion. But on that, the sound of the horn was clearly after the ball was through the basket.
Just simultaneous, and when you listen to the sound, it did appear Barkley got it in. When you slow it down, he didn't. So that's either the magic or the mystery of that slow-mo. 5-minute overtime period, and Charles Barkley wins the tap against a man 7 inches taller. In overtime this year, the Lakers were 5-1, as good as anyone in the league. 1-1 for Phoenix. Oliver Miller over Campbell.
Get the ball down on the block. And Oliver Miller gives me a little wink as he goes by, like just showing you the young fella can play in these times.
10 points for Miller. Worthy, Barkley came out on the switch. AC Green. Miller at the other end knocks it loose.
Oliver Miller making his presence known, makes a basket, able to keep a body on Eldon Campbell. That's the guy you got to watch out for on the rebounds, particularly on the offensive end.
Barkley outside with Green on him. To Miller. Miller gets it back. Oliver Miller, not drafted by a lot of teams this year because of a weight problem. He's lost 41 pounds in this year. He has the first 2 baskets of overtime as he tries to send Phoenix on in the playoffs.
Right here, Charles Barkley. Draw the attention, give it to Oliver Miller. Young, quick feet, get it up the first time, get it blocked, but you got to stay after this. This is when you're trying to go to the next series.
In New Britain, Connecticut.
For those of you joining NBC for our Sunday night lineup, Eyewitness Video, and the second annual Mother Day special featuring the Saturday Night Live crew will follow the conclusion of this game. You're joining an incredible contest, the 5th and final game of this series. Underdog Los Angeles, heavily favored Phoenix, the winningest team in the NBA. The Lakers taking Phoenix into overtime, and rookie Oliver Miller of Arkansas has scored the first 2 baskets to give Phoenix a 99-95 lead with 3:51 left in the overtime period. And Miller with 12 points, 10 rebounds, just as in Game 4, he starred with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Sedale 3, it's not there. And Miller is. He's clearing both ends.
He's also got 6 block shots coming up with that ball.
Barkley loses it, but he is fouled.
You see him give Sedale a little shot. Because they were roommates
with the 76ers.
Right. Nothing like pressure to make people make a decision. With Charles Barkley coming to the basket, it's a good, hard, smart foul.
And for Threet, his 5th foul. Barkley, if he makes these 2 free throws, 30 points in the game. Many will vote for Barkley as the league's most valuable player this year. He's come up very big in the second half, had only 7 points the first half.
See the touch on that. He should come up. That's what they brought him here to do. They said they didn't need any more seats sold.
They were sold before they got him. Sedale 3 trying the 3. Barkley up for the rebound.
And he just pointed to Kevin Johnson saying, I want the ball.
Phoenix by 6. They led by as much as 11 in the 3rd quarter. Barkley's got the ball. And Green has Barkley. 5 seconds. Misses everything, and Byron Scott will take it out of bounds for Los Angeles. Good defense by A.C. Green.
One of the better defensive players in basketball. This was a matchup that caused the Lakers some problems, the Suns some problems earlier.
Eli blocked by Miller. 7 blocks for the rookie.
That is his career high. So what a better place to get it than going for the deciding game.
What a way to come of age, Oliver Miller. 6'9", 290.
But he's got extremely long arms. And watch this. There's no question about the block. The big play is he comes up with the basketball.
And the foul at the other end sends Kevin Johnson to the line. A.C. Green's 3rd foul. Lakers yet to score in overtime as Phoenix has built a 6-point lead. And Oliver Miller scoring 4 of the points. He's got 3 rebounds and a block shot in this overtime.
And when you talk to Charles Barkley about it, Charles likes this because he'll play hard, play like most people will in normal circumstances. You talk to Paul Westphal. What Westy likes about Oliver Miller is he will make mistakes, but they're arrogant mistakes, not scared mistakes. And what that means is the errors of commission. He's trying to do something positive. He's not afraid to make a mistake. That is a great quality for a young man that's having an outstanding afternoon.
12 points, 12 rebounds, 7 block shots for Oliver Miller from Arkansas.
KJ, great bounce to Cabral. Kevin Johnson.
I love it.
What a jam.
Man, the vacuum with the... Oh, you gotta love it.
I love it. Hey!
NBA action makes me happier than Jerry Lewis in Paris. I love this game.
Oliver Miller's report card, the rookie in this overtime period. And this, fans, is just the first round of the playoffs. Perhaps the most contentious round early ever in NBA playoff history.
It is absolutely the best basketball game I've seen in a very, very long time. It's been very competitive. Guys have fought hard. And the Lakers, who everybody counted out, nobody gave them a shot to be in this series. And in this game, there were a lot of people who didn't think they had a chance here, and they played with a lot of pride here. And they've got 237, and this is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Seattle had to go 5 before eliminating Utah. San Antonio won it in 4 at home against Portland. Houston had to go 5 to eliminate the Clippers. And Phoenix 5+ to try to get rid of the Lakers. They now have scored all 7 points in the overtime. Cleveland earlier today had to go 5 to get rid of those pesky Nets of New Jersey.
But I'll tell you what, Oliver Miller just made the play here. They were trying to get it to James Worthy, and Miller's arms are so long, they couldn't find a place to pass the ball.
Campbell way over the mark, and Barkley apparently was on the baseline, and guess who was right there at Barkley's side? Well, that's a package. Oliver Miller and Barkley, two huge bodies.
Well, you see right going to the basket, Miller makes him shoot the ball over, and it's Miller who actually loses the ball out of bounds. One of the reasons Charles Barkley likes is you see 2 seconds on the shot clock.
AC Green fires.
But they stopped. They thought the shot clock's frozen.
Byron Scott kicks it in, and he is fouled, either Ainge or Miller.
Oh, that's Miller on the foul. The savvy veteran of Byron Scott takes the ball to the basket. But I'm saying one of the reasons Charles Barkley likes Oliver Miller, in addition to his ability to play, is that Charles had the same problem when he came in the league. He was called a round mound of rebound. He was so big. And Oliver Miller obviously had some weight management he needed to take control of, and he's done that, and it's helped his game and the Suns' game.
Byron Scott, that's the first Laker point in the overtime period. Nearly 3 minutes gone. Byron Scott, if the Lakers lose, he's already announced this is his last game in that purple and gold uniform. Phoenix by 5.
Got to start upping your pressure a little bit, and that's what the Lakers do. They got Sedell Street up closer to the ball.
Kevin Johnson so quick. Marley for 3. And it goes out of bounds to Los Angeles. That would have all but sealed it if that one had gone in. And Marley, who's had his best game of the series.
Well, he's got to, that shot, in my opinion, was way too quick. You don't need to take a three-pointer like that. You can ball fake and put it on the floor and get a good shot. The fans are hollering because the L3 did hit Dan Marley in the face.
Kevin Johnson harassing Worthy. Oh, veteran Worthy has played perhaps his best game of the year.
Yeah, he just keeps coming.
A 3-point lead. 1.5 to go.
I'll be real tough about the strategy. Get it to Charles Barkley. Get out of the way.
Hey, you don't have to be a scientist to figure that out. Get it to your star. Kevin Johnson over 3. Rebound by Barkley and a new 24 with 1:10 to go. All alone is Miller. Oh, Barkley going for the steal in the backcourt and nearly had it. Johnson, tough D. There's a Mismatch with Worthy on the shorter Johnson. But Worthy misses. Ainge the other way with 49 seconds.
Danny Ainge, a very good foul shooter. Danny Ainge is trying to encourage everybody to run, to get down the court. He's telling a group that's very tired to run. Right here, Kevin Johnson looks on the left side of your screen. All of a sudden, it pop open. The guy's had a big overtime. Oliver Miller gets the finish there with 14 points.
14 points to almost match the 16 he had in the last game in Los Angeles.
The points, to me, aren't nearly as big as were the blocks, because what happens with their blocks is they were converted to baskets. They're missed opportunities by the Lakers, advantage taken on the part of the Suns.
Miller, who averaged only 5.5 points a game on the regular season. Randy Funn going to a smaller lineup. Ainge, a good free throw shooter. Byron Scott with a foul, his third.
His third is the penalty.
Though it's early, 42 seconds, there's some size going through that Suns group.
James Worthy certainly has made his contribution, not only on the court, but off the court. After Game 4, when the Phoenix Suns blitzed the Lakers, it was Worthy who rushed to the locker room door and met his teammates and said, hey, we've got only one game to go. It could still be done. He's been the inspiration on this team trying to manufacture a great upset, but apparently time will run out on Worthy, especially if Ainge makes this second free throw, which would require the Lakers 3 possessions.
To get James back in the game, hoping to get some shots. At this point, you got to push it up and look, can you kick it to three-point shooters.
That means they need 2 threes and another possession. 3-4-3.
Oliver with Miller with the rebound.
What a game!
Give fella some credit.
What a game for Oliver Miller. A one-handed rebound. Well, the NBA has already recognized their own Big O, the Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson, but this is a new Big O.
Yeah, this is a new Big O, having a big overtime. See, what you got to like about a young man like that, he's legitimately upset that he missed that shot.
Phoenix outscoring the Lakers 12-4 in the overtime. And Oliver Miller in the middle of the Phoenix Sun Hurricane. Here in Phoenix, overtime has been Miller time. 7 points for this young giant who was weighing around 330 pounds earlier in the year. Went on a 1,500 calorie diet, had to go into the hospital, check in every night, spend the night in the hospital, has shedded 41 pounds. So he is Miller Light.
Oh, I like that. Nice touch.
31.9 seconds. It has been an agonizing series for these Phoenix fans who expected so much and didn't realize it would be so difficult against the Lakers, a team that won 39 and lost 43 on the season.
Well, you're going for championships. The good teams come out of these series. The fact is, if the 31 seconds expired, you know, with the Suns winning it, they won the series. The rest of it doesn't matter then. It was a great series. We all enjoyed it. But Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns can say, all right, we won that one. Now we're going to the next task, San Antonio. And San Antonio's got to feel good about what they're doing because, again, this is a big team in San Antonio. With David Robinson, that's going to be a tough matchup for Oliver Miller, who I'm sure will get big minutes.
Phoenix was 3-1 against San Antonio in the regular season. Tony Smith off the glass hits a 3. The Lakers will not go quietly. A 5-point game, 28 seconds. And Green fouls Barkley. 26.3 seconds, 4 fouls on AC Green. The stars for the Phoenix Suns, it's going to be a chorus line. Charles Barkley. Early in the game, it was Dan Marley, who was in the hospital last night, ill with a virus. Then Oliver Miller. And Kevin Johnson, in the midst of all this, has really been the playmaker that has set the table. And Kevin Johnson himself scoring 24 points.
Well, I think that's definitely the way it is, but that talks about the team. Because during the course of a game, everybody needs to pick up some slack from some perspective or another, and they've been able to put together a solid team effort. But I've got to tell you, the Lakers played very good basketball. I mean, I don't think anybody can take anything away from them the way they played. They've got Eldon Campbell to play well. James Worthy played well. You know, Vladdy played well in spurts, and AC Green. So they both played very well.
And you missed the man that you picked at the start of the game today as the budding star, Eldon Campbell.
Yeah, Eldon got going, blocked some shots, and was very effective for them in terms of what he could do defensively. And then as that started to go away, the same kind of thing happened for Oliver Miller on the defensive end.
Barkley misses the first. He makes this. The Lakers are within 2 3-pointers of a tie. The long-range dream of the underdog.
Well, they got 3-point shooters at all positions.
Well, Cooper misses the easy layup. Marley has to go off his hands, out of bounds. Barkley points to himself, my fault.
Yeah, he knows that's just a bad decision. Paul Westphal just had to sit back and kind of take it all in.
Lottie Debots and then Paul Westphal says, when is this going to be over? Debots is a good 3-point shooter, and that's why he's gone in for Cooper.
The other thing is you don't need speed to get it up court. You can get it up court now. You're already on the front side of the court.
Tony Smith almost rattled in another. Oliver Miller loses it out of bounds to the Lakers. Now only 13 seconds and change left. Time permitting, we'll be talking to the Phoenix Stars at the end of this game. Smith makes it 108-104. And the foul by 3, that'll be his 6th. So Sedale Threatt, who was the man who kick-started the Lakers in Game 1 with a career game, 35 points. He leaves with 17 today.
17-9, 18-9 assists. Paul Westphal knows that they got away with this one. Just barely got away, but Sedale Threatt was able to get the team going late. He and Worthy going.
Well, the final minute of regulation, there was that controversial hairline call as Barkley just did beat, in the eyes of the official, the 24-second clock, and then Marley hitting a fall-away tough jumper from 20 feet to tie the game, and the Lakers missing the final shot at the buzzer. That should seal it. Talk about the series coming up. Phoenix and San Antonio, they played 4 times. 3 of the games were decided by 1 point, 2 points, 2 points. So more excitement apparently ahead. One of those games in overtime, the one won by San Antonio.
Well, the thing about San Antonio with Charles Barkley, see, San Antonio can run J.R. Reed, Antoine Carter. They can run some healthy, quick bodies on the part of Charles Barkley. So that one's going to be interesting. The matchup where they're going to really struggle is what they do with David Robinson.
Kevin Johnson, not a bad play to foul when the other team's going for 3s. And it's 7.8 seconds left.
So they fouled because they had a foul to give.
The rookie Cooper. Rebound, Oliver Miller. What an appropriate play that Miller should get the final rebound. Worthy with a foul. 2 seconds to go. Well, congratulations to the Phoenix Suns and hail to the Lakers. And like a good fight, a good championship fight, it takes the second man to make the fight. And that's what they're talking about there. They had a terrible season by Laker standards, but they did finish gloriously.
Well, that's the thing I think that the Laker organization can be most proud of, is the fact that they finished it out strong.
Worthy goes over to shake hands with the Phoenix Suns. Highly intelligent, high-quality athlete, Worthy, and you wonder what his future will be. Certainly in this playoff, he proved that he can play for someone.
You know, Worthy is one of those players that can get to another team trying to go for a championship. It makes good sense for him to be a part of, because he showed you big games. He's still capable of doing that, and all you need to be is a threat. He was clearly a threat and more this afternoon.
Byron Scott embracing Charles Barkley. Veteran James Edwards in his 16th year, the oldest Laker at 37, down to congratulate the opponents. And Oliver Miller with one more hurrah. In overtime, Phoenix advances. Well, if there was a championship fight, it went the full 15 rounds. Let's go to Hannah Storm.
I'm here with Charles Barkley and his protege, Oliver Miller. Charles, when you were a youngster, Moses Malone took you under his wing. You've done the same with this young man. How proud are you of him today?
He is playing fantastic. He's the reason we won this series, but that's why we didn't give up on him all year. When he lost all the weight, we stayed with it. We said, Oliver, we can't win this thing without you. And we've been on his case all year now. Now he's paying us back.
Oliver, what was it that Charles told you? How did he inspire you to the type of performance that you've had in the playoffs?
He just told me that I was able to lose the weight, keep my head up. And I kept my head up, and he just told me, keep fighting. It's not going to be easy, and it wasn't.
A valiant effort by the Lakers. What did you talk to James about afterwards and Byron as you were embracing him?
Well, they told us they hope that we win it. They told us a lot about just pride. And they're the Lakers. The Lakers and the Celtics are the two best organizations in sport with pride. And we learned a lot.
Oliver, it takes a lot of character for a team to come back from a 2-0 deficit and win a series. When it was crunch time at halftime in the locker room today, what did you guys talk about?
Well, we knew we could do it. We got pride in ourselves. We got heart. We knew that all we had to do was go out and play our type of ball, which we did. We came out on top.
Another big challenge for you coming up, buddy. You got David Robinson in the next round.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Dick.
Happy Mother's Day.
That's right.
Well, that will make some mothers happy today. Barkley with 31 led all scores. Miller, the rookie, chipping in with 17. James Worthy exits this 1993 season with 24, tops for Los Angeles.
It just doesn't get any better. This big weekend overtime for the deciding game. This was just an outstanding game. It's been fun.
Once again, the final score in overtime. The Phoenix Suns 112, the Los Angeles Lakers 104. Coming up on NBC tonight, eyewitness video. And Saturday Night Live goes prime time with Bill Murray, Paul McCartney, Danny DeVito, Alex Baldwin, Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, Nicolas Cage, and everybody's mom. It's the mother of all specials, the second annual Saturday Night Live Mother's Day special. For Quinn Buckner, Hannah Storm, I'm Dick Enberg. This has been a presentation of the NBA on NBC.
All across the Pacific, they're playing our song. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
In a new world, a new standard of excellence.
But you just would not let anybody get near the ball.
Well, I just knew what I had to do, and I wasn't going to let anything get in my way. So I just went out really aggressive and played hard tonight.
You'd have been Rookie of the Year if you'd have started that back in October, you know that.
Oh, yeah, if I was lighter, too, less weight.
Oh, you're in great shape. Oliver, congratulations on a tremendous...
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, thank you very much. Oliver Miller. of the Phoenix Suns had a tremendous game.
Yeah, and Oliver's definitely big in the hearts of Phoenix fans right now.
I'll tell you, his enthusiasm is very catching with this crowd. You know, he's out there. You can tell he's a rookie, but he didn't look like it at the very end.
No, he
not
didn't.
At all. And speaking of fans, we still have an awful lot of fans here screaming and going crazy, obviously, because Oliver Miller was on the court. And also, speaking of fans, let's go to Bruce Kirk right now and check in outside. I bet a lot of people are happy out there, Bruce.
Okay, Janine, the fans out here having a good time, are you not? Huh? I'll tell you what, it was a nail-biter. It was a nail-biter right toward the end of regulation. Take a look at this. These guys, this is JoJo and Gary. Take a look at this. It says on this side, we're back. Flip it around, guys. Flip it around. It says we're back. Backdoor sweep. We lose 2 and we win 3. Well, that's kind of the way these fans have been hanging in there, waiting for a victory to see what would happen. I'm going to take you inside now and show you what the fans were doing as the game was going on. Take a look.
And you came to watch the Suns?
Yes, come every time.
What a great Mother's Day.
Might be a nice Mother's Day present for us.
If they win.
If they win.
And they will.
And they will.
Where's Mom? She's at home. She's watching the game. And you got her ticket? Yeah, thankfully. And so you hope to sign up and say thanks, Mom? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there were those fans from Los Angeles here, too. Listen to what they had to say before the game and during the game.
Big game, James in the house, James! Way to go, Sandale! Do it today, Byron. Big game!
Actually, I've always been a Lakers fan, but I think for the series, I'm for the Suns. You know, it's just, you know, means more jackets, so...
So if the Suns win, you sell more jackets.
That's right.
And these fellas, their boss moved here from Los Angeles, so they used his license plates.
And these were the license plates he put on his car when they got here.
So these are perfect for you guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, since our partner can't be here, we'll bring his plates for him.
I can feel it right now.
It's a good Mother's Day, huh?
Happy Mother's Day to me.
All right, that last person was KJ's mother. We were talking to her. She's obviously very happy. With me is superfan Charlie. What do you think?
I think we're going all the way to the playoff.
Every time we've had a game here, every time we've had a show, Charlie's walked by, and you keep bringing good luck.
Right, with my wig, the purple wig.
Are you going to San Antonio?
I'm going to be in San Antonio.
Are you really?
I'm going to be in San Antonio.
We're going to look for you.
Okay.
All right, guys. What do you think? All right, there you have it. The Suns win it, a nail-biter, but we pull it out in the end in overtime, which is all that matters. Back into you, Kent, Janine, and Bill.
At the end anyway. It doesn't make any difference in the middle, right?
Yeah.
And you know who the happiest guy in this building was, I believe, was Jerry Colangelo, and I believe Steve Faceni is with him now. Steve?
Very relieved owner of the Phoenix Suns, Jerry Colangelo. I asked you the other night after the narrow win in Game 3 whether you had any... How do you have any nails left? That's what I'm wondering, Jerry. You're not a nail biter, obviously.
I never bite my nails, but the real question is, why don't I have ulcers? And a good friend of mine, John Tietz with Dial, says, Jerry, just remember one thing. Give ulcers, never get them yourselves. Just give them.
You know, Paul Westphal said in his post-game press conference that we carried, he was being very philosophical, as he has throughout the entire playoffs, that this is not the end of the world, win or lose. And he and the players seem to have digested that, but people on the periphery, and I don't want to call you a periphery because you're the boss man, but get more involved, probably because you're not out there venting what's going on inside you and playing the ball game.
I heard Paul's comments, and they were very apropos. You know, this is an emotional business to begin with, and it's good to try to temper that a little bit. But for most of the fans, I think this is a time for them to celebrate. Let them have a good time, because they were very concerned about being eliminated. After being down 0-2 last weekend, just think about all that's happened in just 1 week. It's amazing.
Jerry, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights now, and we can maybe both comment on these. We're going to today's game. Barkley with a block. This is earlier in the game. Barkley played well, but he didn't shoot very well there. Obviously something to be concerned about, but the Suns obviously held on, or at least could hold their own while he was shooting forward.
Charles has not had did not have a good series in terms of field goal percentage, but he made some big plays down the stretch even today. Although we all know that Oliver gets the game ball for the job that he did.
Well, how about that guy, Dan Marley, with an IV as he walks into the stadium today because of the flu or a virus, and he hits a couple three-pointers, and he comes back in after a little rest in the second quarter. I think he played the rest.
Steve, he's all man. Dan Marley is a great competitor. He showed that tonight.
He's all man. I don't think you have to tell any of the women in Phoenix that he's all man. Charles Barkley down the stretch, but I'll tell you what, James Worthy,
a great warrior. He went down in flames. In other words, he was a guy that showed his class and his integrity. He's a great player, and he showed it tonight.
The Lakers made this a very tough week for you guys. How does a team respond, or how do you think this team will respond now? You have a day off, and then it's the next series.
Well, my opinion is we're over the hump. I felt that when we got that first win in L.A. in Game 3, we were over the hump to some degree, but we had to win the series. We've done that. I think now, even though there's one day to prepare, I think we're going to be fine as we move forward in the next series.
And Oliver Miller, a young guy that I know the team had to stick with some problems, and you're obviously glad you did. Huh?
We wouldn't be here tonight having this press conference, Steve, if it wasn't for Oliver Miller. He did a great job for us.
All right, Jerry, continue to celebrate. Thanks again for coming on. The Suns victorious. Bosses are always happy when the employees do well. I can tell you that. Let's go back out to Janine, Kent, and Bill on the floor.
Okay, very special people. We talk about these people all the time. This is one of the great signs, Kent. We wish them all a very best.
Mary and Jay from Mesa, what does it say?
Roses are red, violets are blue. Make this Mama's Day and let the suns shine through.
And they did it.
Happy Mother's Day.
Great. Happy Mother's Day.
We're going to be back in a few minutes, and don't forget there'll be a special Sun show or a newscast at 6 o'clock, followed by a special jam session coming up at 6:30. We'll be right back.
Okay, so you're the young, adventurous type. Get a legendary Jeep Wrangler at this low price. When you're ready for more room, consider the affordable classic Jeep Cherokee. And if you've reached the top, may we suggest an award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee. There's a Jeep vehicle with your name on it. See your dealer to find out which one.
Where there's smoke, there's chicken. Tender smoked chicken slices. Then there's melting cheddar and bacon. The new smoked chicken cheddar and bacon sandwich at Jack in the Box. Where there's smoke, there's a serious offer for taco lovers.
I'm a taco lover. All right, what's the offer?
Now at Jack in the Box, 3 tacos for just 99 cents. Hurry, this offer won't last long.
I got the message. I've got the tacos.
You know Mako. We're #1 for collision repair. But Mako is also the world's #1 auto painter. And now Mako has a great paint finish that's just right for you, starting at only $189. That lasting beauty and shine in every finish is guaranteed in writing by over 400 Mako centers nationwide. Call or visit your neighborhood Phoenix area Mako dealer. Great paint value starting at only $189. If that showroom shine is your bottom line, get Mako.
When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Well, if you don't, it's time to change. Because right now, you can try Bally's free. Just call this number now and get a free 2-week trial membership. Work out as often as you want for 2 weeks and try out LifeStep, the free weights, aerobics, everything. It can change the way you look. All of you.
For a free 2-week membership at the Bally's U.S. Swim and Fitness nearest you, call 1-800-695-7777.
And welcome back, everyone, to the America West Arena. Of course, the Suns' big win.
Well, people are still sticking around. They think it's great, but there were a couple
souvenirs.
That's right, picking up more than they should have. By the way, there was a couple of other games played today. Mark Lewis is back in the studio and has more on that. Mark?
Bill, thanks a lot. It was the moment of truth for both the Lakers and Suns today at the Purple Palace. We got to show you those highlights again. What a great game. Let's start off with the first half. Dan Marley, who had the flu last night, picks it up, comes out onto the floor, and responds in great fashion, hitting 2 triples in the first half. Marley had 12 first-half points, and the Suns had a lead, and he was very pumped up. Didn't look sick at all. How about Barkley with a great assist behind the back to Oliver Miller, who was pivotal in the overtime period. The Suns tied at 44, but Eldon Campbell and the Lakers played remarkable basketball. Look at the big jam for the big fella. Suns up at half, 46-45. In the third quarter, KJ comes up big, drives to the hole, gets the deuce as the Suns take a 10-point lead. But then, big game James lives up to his moniker. Worthy had an outstanding day, 28 points, hits the triple to tie the game at 87 with just 2 minutes to go. Then Dan Marley comes back, Suns down by 2, hits the fadeaway J to tie it And we get a chance to go to overtime because Byron Scott, ex of ASU, can't knock down the triple. And Suns fans and players alike breathe a sigh of relief because in the overtime period, it was simply Miller time. Oliver Miller, the big O, comes up big in the overtime period. Miller had 17 points, 14 boards as the Suns win it for Paul Westphal, make him look like a prophet in OT, 112-104. And so now they will face the San Antonio Spurs here at the Purple Palace, Game 1, Tuesday night. Meantime, in Cleveland earlier today, Game 5 between the Nets and Cavs, Derek Coleman, a huge day, had 33 points. But this game belonged to Larry Nance and the Cavaliers. 20 points for the ex-Phoenix Sun as he knocks down the J from the baseline and gets the foul. But the big game today turned in by the big guy, Brad Daugherty. Now, this guy's supposedly got the rap of being soft. Tell that to the Nets. 24 points, 20 boards today. Cleveland eliminates the pesky Nets, 111-95. Meantime, at Madison Square Garden, Larry Johnson sprains his ankle early against the Knicks. And in his absence, Alonzo Mourning takes up the slack. Jammed home 2 of his first half 21 points. The Hornets led by as many as 12 in the first half against the Knicks. But Pat Riley feels better when his big guy, Pat Ewing, gets involved. He keys the comeback. And then LJ comes back to the game. But he did not come back strong enough because Patrick Ewing takes over. Hits the J on the baseline. A 7-0 run for the Knicks here. The Knicks pull away and win Game 1 easily over Charlotte by a final of 111-95. Well, here's a look at the NBA week ahead. Tomorrow in Seattle, Game 1 of what shapes up to be a fantastic series between the Rockets and Sonics. Then on Tuesday, the Suns will host the San Antonio Spurs at the Purple Palace. Cleveland will travel to Chicago Stadium to meet the Bulls in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference semifinals. And then on Wednesday, Game 2 between the Knicks and Hornets at Madison Square Garden. But now let's go back to the arena where that dramatic Suns victory took place today. The Suns beating the Lakers in Game 5, 112-104 in overtime.
By the way, Mark, I want to tell you, I won a bet with Fred Rogan. He gets one night in Wiki up if the Lakers win, and he lost because we won the game in overtime.
He was not happy.
But there were other games coming up for the Phoenix Suns, Jenny, and
course.
some good news about tickets.
Yeah, and San Antonio Spurs, of course, Tuesday and Thursday night right here at the America West Arena. And now you can only get the tickets by telephone, and those tickets go on sale Monday morning at 7 a.m. There are approximately 500 tickets only available for each of those games. So again, Monday morning, 7 a.m. by telephone only. And if you can remember 379 Suns or at Dillard's.
Got to say one more thing. I was looking at this stat sheet. You know that Oliver Miller had as many block shots as the entire Laker team. And that was the end.
He was
right in the middle of it all day.
And that's really the story, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Oliver Miller in
Absolutely.
overtime.
We will be back on Arizona's news station right after this.